Meanwhile, the Imperial Japanese forces were moving down through the jungles of Malaya towards the prize that was Singapore. The British had been in residence since 1819, when Sir Thomas Stamford Bingley Raffles founded a trading post there. It soon became an important British outpost, and Singapore's rapid growth and importance to the British East India Company ensured that the British were there to stay. In 1824, the status of Singapore as a British possession was cemented in an Anglo-Dutch treaty that divided the Malay archipelago between the two colonial powers, the British controlling the area north of the Straits of Malacca, including Penang, Malacca and Singapore, whilst the area south of the Straits was assigned to the Dutch. Britain also had interests in Malaya to the north of Singapore Island. It had become an important source of rubber and tin. By 1910, the pattern of British rule in the Malaya lands was established. The Straits settlements were a Crown colony, ruled by a governor under the supervision of the Colonial Office in London. Their population may have been 50% Chinese, but all residents, regardless of race or creed, were British subjects. Subjects that now faced a Japanese invasion force. In 1940, as First Lord of the Admiralty, Winston Churchill had been responsible for Singapore's defences. He was convinced that should the island be attacked, it would be by sea. He informed his cabinet colleagues that Singapore is a fortress armed with 5 15-inch guns and garrisoned by 20,000 men. It could only be taken after a siege by an army of at least 50,000. Furthermore, he noted that Singapore was as far from Japan as New York was from Southampton. He thought it impossible to maintain men and munitions over such a distance. He also didn't consider it plausible at that time that the Japanese, who he described as a prudent people, would extend themselves beyond the Yellow Sea and China, where they were already occupied. Surely they would not embark on so mad an enterprise so far from home. Churchill was wrong. He dispatched 2 battleships, HMS Prince of Wales and HMS Repulse. HMS Prince of Wales was a King George V class battleship. The Prince of Wales had a brief but active career, helping to stop the Bismarck and carrying Churchill to the Newfoundland Conference. HMS Repulse was a renowned class battle cruiser, the second to last one built. She too had taken part in the chase of the Bismarck. The Admiralty had planned for an aircraft carrier to accompany the 2 ships, but the action never materialised. HMS Repulse left Singapore in company with HMS Prince of Wales and 4 destroyers to try and intercept the Japanese invasion convoys heading towards Malaya. But their hunt for invasion forces proved fruitless and they turned south. It was at this point that Japanese aircraft were spotted. The fleet was attacked by 86 planes.